Chairman sir, thank you for giving me chance to speak on this Constitution Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Orders Amendment Bill 2022. Sir, this bill contains our inclusion of certain communities in the list of scheduled tribes in relation to the state of Jharkhand as passed by Rajya Sabha be taken into consideration. Sir, in this session, 3 times, first of all, Tripura, inclusion of some community from scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. After that, Uttar Pradesh, some of the scheduled caste communities included scheduled tribes. Now, Honorable Minister, Tribal Minister Shri Arjun Mundaji, bring another Constitution Scheduled Caste, Scheduled Tribe Orders Amendment Bill to inclusion of certain communities in Jharkhand. Sir, I have no objection, but I can understand the compulsion of the government and also pressure of the government and also election point of view. They are continuously including many communities from scheduled caste to scheduled tribes, from backward to scheduled caste. So this is not good. The previous bill, when I was spoken that continuously government, due to vote bank, including many communities in the scheduled caste, scheduled tribe list, the chances or the availability of the funds and also reservation benefits are going down. There is no mechanism for enhancement of the allocation of scheduled tribes funds and also the reservation. So I would like to appeal through you, Sir Honorable Minister, you have to include any community into scheduled caste. I have no objection, but at the same time, you must understand the real problem which are facing by these communities, scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Sir, I am coming to certain issues throughout the country. Sir, the very rights of scheduled tribes in the various parts of the country are facing so many problems. Sir, recently Gujarat, the rights of scheduled tribes of Gujarat is being denied by a government, Gujarat state government, that has decided to go ahead with the Partapi Narmada river linking project. In the face of grassroots movement protesting this ecological disaster likely to result in displacement of thousands of Adivasis, Honorable Minister is keeping quiet. There was no reaction from Tribal Ministry. So what is the ministry role? You have to protect the interest of the tribal community. But the eviction of thousands of tribal people in that area, so Tribal Ministry is keeping quiet. Now the project is being temporarily stopped as the election is approaching in Gujarat and much like the stoppage of price rise of petrol and diesel during the 5 state elections. The BJP has decided to pass the project only Gujarat while the ecologically disastrous Ken Betwa link project in Madhya Pradesh continues. Chairman, sir, so this is the attitude towards the Adivasi communities by the BJP ruled state, especially Gujarat. So how will the project affect villages? According to the report by the National Water Development Agency, about 6,065 hectares of land area will be submerged due to the proposed reservoirs of the Parthapi Narmada river linking project. And a total of 61 villages will be affected, of which one will be fully submerged, and the remaining 60 will be partly submerged. The total number of affected families would be 2,509, and in Gujarat, 793 families 17 villages will be affected by Kelvan reservoir. Sir, 563 families by Dabar reservoir across 11 villages. 379 families by Chasmandwa reservoir spread over 7 villages. 345 families would be affected in Chikka reservoir across 9 villages. And 331 families would be affected due to Paikat reservoir spread over 11 villages. The main issue here is that ancestral lands, house of Adivasi families will be submerged when the reservoirs are created. No amount of compensation can compensate their losses of culture, their lineage, their heritage, and their collective memories. But did the BJP government in Gujarat care? No. They went ahead with the project only to realize that the protest by the affected tribals will be submerge their election victory. This is the level of duplicity of the BJP government. That has no rumors, that has no remorse of pain of demolishing ancestral lands of Adivasi of the name of development. If this is the situation of Adivasis in tribal areas, and their brothers and sisters in the other part of the country is prospering. Sir, on December 18, 2006, the historic scheduled tribes and other traditional forest dwellers recognition of Forest Rights Act FRA was passed in Parliament by the UPA government when Manmohan Singh ji was the Prime Minister of India and Honorable Sonia Gandhi ji was the chairperson of UPA. Sir, the revolutionary leaves of tribes by correcting historical injustice done to the tribal community and other traditional forest dwellers by granting right of forest to original owners of the forest. However, no significant improvement is seen in the efforts of India government in implementing the Forest Rights Act. Mr. Chairman, sir, it is shocking to note that only 14.75% of the minimum potential forest area for forest right in India have been recognized since Act came into force. Sir, even with this lower recognition rate, there is an uneven implementation of FRA across states. For example, Andhra Pradesh has recognized 23% of 29 lakhs 64,000 acres of minimum potential forest claim, while Jharkhand with 52,000 acres minimum potential forest area has recognized only 5%. Sir, let us examine the performance of state granting rights of tribal under FRA Act since promulgation. I would like to request Honourable Minister whether you have to, your ministry or tribal ministry has ensured that the FRA is implementing all the state governments in implementing through the benefit of the tribals. But no, sir, there is no progress for implementing of FRA. Many of the state government is not ready to implement FRA Act. So the government of India is not taking any initiative to implement FRA. Sir, I'm 1 or 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I'm concluding, sir. Sir, the crime against scheduled tribes. That also, I have a figures. I'm not due to the time constraint. I'm not going into the details. The atrocities against scheduled tribes has been increasing day by day.
एक मिनट यदि सदन की सहमति हो तो 8 बजे तक सदन का समय बढ़ा लिया जाए। नहीं, 8 बजे तक ही पास करने की कोशिश करेंगे।
So POA Act is there for protection of scheduled tribes and scheduled castes, but that POA Act also not implementing properly. The tribals are still victim of the other people or upper caste people. Sir, the appointment of the scheduled tribes in the service, sir, backlog is not filling up regularly. Sir, 2016, ST backlog is 6,955. 2017, the backlog is 13,440. 2018, 12,679. 2019, 12,612. This is the backlog in the scheduled tribes backlog in the Government of India service. So there is no proper recruitment. There is no PO Act is not implementing for the scheduled tribes, and Forest Rights Act also not implementing, and also various parts of the country like Gujarat. So scheduled, they are forcefully thrown away from their own property. This is going in this country. With this word, sir, I would like to request Honorable Minister to protect scheduled tribes people in the country. Thank you, sir.